Hi, friends. Happy Thursday. So, all week we've been talking about the thread of leadership. Monday, we talked about the fact that you don't need a title to be a leader. Tuesday, we talked about how you're showing up at work. Yesterday, we talked about the fact that you're leading at home too. And today, I want to talk about something I think we get wrong sometimes. Leadership isn't always loud. And thank goodness, because some days I don't have enough energy to be loud. But seriously, I think sometimes when we hear the word leader, we picture the person standing in front of the room, the person with the microphone, the person with the title, the person everybody knows. And listen, I have a microphone. I love a microphone, okay? But having a microphone doesn't make somebody a leader. And not having one certainly doesn't mean you're not leading. Because some of the greatest influence you will ever have may happen in moments that nobody applauds. It may happen when you notice the person everybody else just walked past. When you encourage someone who is struggling. When you refuse to participate in the gossip. When everybody else is complaining and you choose not to add to it. When you make the phone call. When you send the text. When you sit beside somebody who is hurting and you don't try to fix it, you just sit. That's leadership. Sometimes leadership looks like speaking up, and sometimes leadership looks like knowing when to be quiet. Some of us don't like that version quite as much. But think about this. You you don't have to be the loudest voice in the room to change the atmosphere of the room. Your presence can do that. Your kindness can do that. Your integrity can do that. Your faith can do that. The way you treat people can do that. And sometimes you won't even know the influence you had. Someone may remember something you said years from now that you don't even remember saying. Someone may have watched how you handled a very difficult season. Someone may notice that you treated the person who couldn't do anything for you exactly the same way you treated the person who could. Friends, that's influence and that's leadership. There's a verse in Matthew 5 that says, "Let your light shine before others." And I love that imagery because light doesn't have to make noise to change a room, it just has to shine. Oh, I have a feeling somebody needed that today. Maybe you needed that today. Because maybe you've been thinking, I'm not doing anything important. Nobody notices what I'm doing. I'm not the one in charge. I don't have the platform. I'm just blah, 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 right? Like whatever comes after, I'm just. If it's a mom, employee, volunteer, friend, caregiver, Grammy. Can we stop putting just in front of the places God has positioned us? Because you have absolutely no idea what God may be doing through the way you are showing up right where you are. Going back to my favorite verse, my anchor verse, Ephesians 2:10, it doesn't say the really big, impressive good works everybody notices, right? It says the good works he prepared for us. And sometimes they are big. Sometimes they are public. And sometimes they're incredibly ordinary. A conversation, an encouragement, a decision to do the right thing when nobody would know if you didn't. A little extra patience, a little more grace, showing up when it would be easier not to. That matters. So here's what I want you to think about today. Where might you already be influencing someone without even realizing it? Notice I didn't say where do you need a bigger platform, or not where do you need another title, or not where do you need more followers. Where has God already placed you? Because maybe leadership isn't about getting more people to notice you. Maybe it's about noticing the people God has already put in front of you. That's what I'm sitting with today. You don't have to be loud to lead. You don't have to have the title, the corner office, the microphone. Although, again, I actually enjoy the microphone. You simply have to be willing to use the influence God has already given you. So today, friends, lead where you are. Love people well. Show up with integrity. Let your light shine. Because whether you realize it or not, you're already leading. I'll see you tomorrow, friends.